Incredible Podcast. This is episode 108, part 1 for March 2nd, 2014. My name's Sammy. I'm joined, as always, by my fellow podcasters, Jason and Mark.
Howdy.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go?
This dog has been on my lap for a good 5 minutes now. He's a good lap dog.
Good lap dog.
Good lap dog.
Look at him. Look at him, he knows it.
He wants to hang out today,
It's only
so.
100 pounds of pure lap dogness.
Oh, now he's getting out.
Oh, hey, Tony. Where you been?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
my God. His shirt's covered in hair.
Woo!
Well, I'm pretty sure this is the part of the show we're supposed to catch everyone up on what we've been playing since the last time we all spoke. Well,
I'm still caked.
Yeah, you're still cake. There's no way around it.
I got half it off.
Yeah, you know.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, shit. Anywho, I am back from Mexico. Woo! Don't drink the water.
Did you?
No, it's all bottled water where I was at. But either way, I only been back for a few days, so I played two things. If you can guess what number one is, it's World of Tanks. Woo!
Woo!
I think I was terrible when I came back. I think I did like 7 or 8 games, and I think I won like 2. I don't know what happened.
He sucks.
Sucked.
He sucks.
I blame my teammates. That's all I can do. Anyway,
Sucks.
I did that, and I was on the beta for the Elder Scrolls Online this week.
Yeah.
So, got a
Talk
few.
about that yet?
There will be I guess it's beta 2 or 3. I don't remember. Anyway, it'll be the impressions kind of video coming out probably this upcoming week. I got footage waiting to be put together. So, you can look forward to that this week.
I did some Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare after it decided to start working. Our video was available for that review.
Yeah, it is.
That's all this show is going to be is cheap plugs now.
Yeah, I know. You can go to this video to watch what we think.
Yeah, go here for our
We're going to
reaction.
talk about it. Watch this.
I'm trying to think if I played anything else this week. No. I did one race in Forza, but that's it. He's coming back for more.
Tony, what did you play? I mean, Sammy, what did you play?
I played... Shit, what did I play? Ow.
Bleeding.
I played a little bit on the PS3. That's what I was doing. I'm going back to do some of the PlayStation Plus games that I've gotten for free over the course of the last couple weeks that I haven't even tried yet. I started Binary Domain, which is kind of fun. It's like a cheesy Gears ripoff.
That
But,
reviewed
you know,
relatively well, actually.
yeah, it's a fun game. It's Sega. Sega makes good games. I mean, like Vanquish was awesome and shit like that. It's like it's fun. It works well and stuff. It's a good competent shooter. The story's kind of whatever, but
Sega's never been really known for their great storytelling.
yeah,
Good gameplay, but
yeah,
not
but it's
great
fun. And then I also started Remember Me, which was a game I've always wanted to play, but just like kind of in the background. Like I never was like, ooh, I gotta run out and grab this because or else I would have done so. It was just kind of one of those things like, oh, that'd be cool to give it a shot one day. And then they gave it to me on PlayStation Plus. I was like, all right. And
Thanks, Sony.
I'm already like 20% through the game, and I don't think it's going to be a very long campaign because I only played it for like an hour and a half. And you know, it's got those little percentage counters.
Yeah.
And it's weird. I'm trying to talk Brian into playing it, or if you want, well, you can't anymore.
I got
if
it.
you want to.
I downloaded it.
It's one of those games that I feel is very similar to Beyond Two Souls. It's
Fucking desert.
It's truly like one of those really, really unique experiences that you should play, and it's so close to being a good game, but it's not. But it merits conversation, you know what I mean? Because of what they're doing in that game. So I'm going to reserve judgment till I finish it up in the next week or two.
Because they might have a desert scene.
But there might be a desert scene.
And then you're like, wow, I wish I just watched this whole bullshit.
Yeah, because it's the same as playing. Watching.
Man, it's funny.
But yeah, I'll see how that goes. And I'd like to have one of our conversations about it if somebody else.
Or we
Knock
could
it out,
always
a spoiler
Tony could
cast.
always make a review video.
Spoiler cast. Yeah, I can do that too.
A little bit late, but here it is.
So it's definitely an interesting game. If you got PS3 and you got PlayStation Plus,
It's only going to be free for another day or so.
Remember Me's not getting taken out. It's probably binary domain. That's the
Yeah,
only
binary domain's been up a lot longer.
Maybe so.
Remember
Remember Me just came out like 2 weeks ago. So
So your phrase.
yeah. Well,
Zing!
Before we jump into our news, I want to take a minute to do some announcements because we've got some.
yes, we do.
Coming up on March 10th, the three of us schmucks will be at the Microsoft store in Schaumburg, Illinois, recording for the release of Titanfall. There is a Facebook event page, so we are asking all of our loyals out there. A lot of you guys are in other states and aren't going to be able to make it and whatnot. Just do us a favor. If you can't make it, share the event for us. That's all we're asking. Just hit that share button on Facebook and post it out there for us.
And if you're from a different state and you come,
Huh? I don't care. I rile them up. I rile them up.
if you
That's
come
what
from
I
a
do.
different state, I will have something special for you.
The LD.
I'm not gonna spoil it. It'll be awesome. But if you come from a
No
different
spoilers.
stage to this event,
But
surprises.
yeah, there's an
Maybe even
event.
cash.
There's an event page made for it. It's up on
Mark's
Facebook.
bribing people. I'll give you cash.
What's in my right pocket?
If you are
So
local,
what?
if you are local and listen to this, we've got some special guests coming out to join us for that event. Microsoft themselves are going to be giving away over $2,000 in prizes, ranging from, to my knowledge, like some T-shirts to Xbox Live cards and a bunch of other stuff. So it should be a good time. So come on out, hang out with us.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal for us. It's
yeah.
our first big thing.
Yeah.
So
But
we're looking
Our
forward
first
to
live
it.
event.
like I said, Andrew Dillon, Metro Android guys, that I know that you guys can't make it.
You better be here
You better hit that share button for us. That's all. That's all we need from you guys.
or be there.
So
You know,
Be there, be
contribute.
square.
Be a part of the team,
Maybe
Sammy.
maybe
be a
eventually-
part of the team.
maybe eventually we could do one of these if this one's successful and we do more. Maybe we can end up doing one live or something like that down the
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe if you show up, guys, we'll do it live. Guilt tripping.
well, if they show up, what would it matter if we do it live? They'll be there.
I Mexicoed you.
We'll see it live.
See what I learned down there?
Yeah.
Mark's,
Blackmail.
it's Mark's
Forward
section.
compatible live. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Well, this brings us to the officially sponsored David Letterman news of the week.
Dirty, sexy, news.
Probably gonna end up being.
News!
News!
It's probably gonna officially be sponsored by Gamer Gather.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe.
Nut shot. Cut it out.
But until David Letterman stops paying me, David Letterman. We got a little bit of news this week. The Xbox One patches with their upcoming ones in March. The two big features they kind of unveiled this week was Twitch.
Yes.
Finally.
Yes. Along with that, there's a cool feature that the Xbox One version of Twitch is going to be able to do that currently the Sony one
Please go on.
doesn't do, and that's allowed if let's say you guys are watching me play Titanfall, and there's an option to join friends game. You can jump right into. You're watching me on Twitch on your Xbox One. You can join right into my game.
It's nice.
It's pretty cool.
I'm sure that'll come over at some point.
Yeah, I'm just that's
Yeah,
you know,
it's cool. It's,
since they made us wait 4 months for it, that's
Yeah, might as
definitely
well.
something that I'm excited about that they're at least implementing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big patch. They got the some multiplayer resolve issues coming. They're gonna fix party.
They're even tweaking the controller response with this patch.
Mm-hmm. They're doing quite a bit. It should be the big one. This is like I mean, it's good news for Xbox in general. You're finally
getting some features that you're probably supposed
There's
to have.
one
It's
other
their
one,
first-
but I don't know what else Mark's got.
Yeah,
on.
I got a little bit more on here. My other one I have listed at least was the Dolby
That's exactly,
surround
yeah.
sound will now be supported. So if you have any third-party headsets that were Dolby supported, now you can use them.
Which is, again, just in time for Titanfall. And if you're planning on picking up Titanfall and you're
Hey, you're in the Chicagoland
come on
area.
out too.
Hey, if you're not in the Chicagoland area, you should come down anyway.
The only
Cash prizes.
the only two things that I don't I'm still don't know why they're overlooking is major apps, which is HBO Go and the Comcast app. I still don't know where those are. I can't see those being very hard to make work, and until they do, I mean,
I know that I'm just like a broken record. I know that the WWE app for Xbox One is coming in the summer, so that leads me to believe that we're going to have another like a major media update coming in the summer. So maybe we'll see those additions.
yeah, it's definitely interesting what Xbox has been doing lately. Because I mean, you got if you think back to the 360, you had essentially like an update. Maybe 2 a year. You had one major update.
You had like the spring and the fall, if I
Yeah.
remember.
Well, you had
Summer,
the
like
one major one, and you had like the tweaks.
Mhm.
Like one, you'd get a completely new dashboard, and one you would just get like some small adjustments and stuff. Because I think it was a lot harder to do. I think when they constructed the Xbox One, they made it a lot easier to readily make updates available. And if the last couple months been any indication, we may be getting an update every 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which would be sweet. So.
Yeah.
Sony's done the
As
same
long-
thing.
as long as they're not too big.
There's already been 2 for Sony, right?
Yeah,
they
they
didn't
did,
make a big deal
We
about
were
it.
at 1.52, and I think they launched at 1.5.
I'm gonna give you a premise with this past update. You were able to see your hard drive space. I've already used 36% of mine.
Scary.
Yeah, a little bit. So they need to get that external storage space out there soon too.
That might be the third. That might be the
I'm
third
really,
batch.
really hoping because and I mean, I had to delete. Even though I don't have it anymore, I still had Rise on there, and I was at just shy of 50% with Rise on there. So I had
Rise is a big game.
I had to delete Rise off there. But remember, my copy of Forza's digital, and then a bunch of other apps that I have on there just to try out.
Yeah.
I can't. That Twitch app's going to be a huge update. That's going to take up even more space.
More than likely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see how it goes.
There you go. More news!
More news!
Starbreeze Studios, they recouped 15 years worth of losses in the past 6 months. If you're not familiar with Starbreeze, they are the creators of Payday. So this year they had Payday 2 come out. They're also the creators of Brother, A Tale of Two Sons.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
That
So
explains a lot then, because I was like, Payday. I know
it did well.
Payday's cool.
PC it did pretty well. Console was
Yeah, console I don't think it did as well,
Yeah.
but it's still
and then they
doing
had that
pretty
crossover
well.
with Left 4
Resident
Dead.
Evil.
Left 4 Dead.
Okay, oh yeah, that's what it was. So that was the Resident Evil thing. So yeah, anyway, they had that, and then the
Please don't kick
Fourth
the mic, Sammy.
biggest
Trying to get under that table.
community on Steam, I believe, for like the official group. They're the fourth biggest one.
Really?
Yeah. So some numbers from '98 until June of this last year, they lost a total of $14.4 million. Just in the last 6 months, they made about $16 million. So
Really?
that's awesome. They now have a ton of capital and a bunch of interest in their games. So hopefully that'll help them out because they came out with 2 really good games this year. I mean, even Payday 2, I enjoyed it when I played it.
Actually, I picked it up a couple weeks back from my girlfriend's dad because he was looking for. Really? He was looking for a pretty. He plays a lot of linear first-person shooters. He doesn't really get into the multiplayer and stuff. So I was like, all right, we'll give this one a shot. I guess he's doing all right with it so far.
Yeah.
Payday's very co-op centric.
Yeah, it is. Because the
It's hard to do by
computers
yourself.
don't really. They're not smart enough.
Yeah.
They're dumb bastards.
Dumb
Go
bastards.
say it. Go ahead and say it, Mark.
Dumb
Silly
bastards.
bitches.
More news!
More news!
Do you know what launched in Japan this last week?
The Xbox 360.
Almost. Actually, funny enough, before I go to my story, was the Wii U just surpassed the 360 sales in Japan, like the lifetime sales?
Did it?
Yeah, I think that was this last week too.
It's not hard to do. It's only
Not-
it
no,
only
it-
sold like 1 million units. There,
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they just surpassed that just in Japan. So
Oh.
my original story though was the PS4 launched in
Woohoo!
Japan.
Woohoo!
They sold about 300,000 units over the first week,
Woohoo!
and software sales have been pretty down.
Woo!
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, and early speculation is that with that 300,000 whatever in the first 2 days, they unofficially passed the Wii U's worldwide sales. But we don't have official confirmation from Nintendo or Sony.
Yeah,
it's just the
it-
number
it-
crunchers and stuff that they
Not a
passed.
surprise. Yeah.
I'm surprised it took this long. I think it's because Sony didn't manufacture enough PS4s.
Probably would have been a lot easier.
I remember around Christmas time they could easily doubled what they sold had their
They
been
could
there.
probably still, because they're still in high demand.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not like it used to be.
no, but I mean, I
getting easier to
I
find.
still get like 5-6 calls per shift looking for them.
Yeah.
And they've got some unofficial North American bundles coming out too.
Yeah. Fun fact about the Japanese and PS4 purchasing. Apparently, they don't read very well. More units of NAC were sold in in Japan than PS4s. This is because NAC was a packing game for all PS4 consoles in
So
Japan.
they double dipped.
So some people bought the PS4 and then saw NAC on the shelves and were like, "Oh, I'm going to grab this too." So every sale
good.
of the PS4 counted as a NAC sale. So now NAC's things jumped up almost 500,000 units.
It's the best-selling
And some
PS4 game
people
now.
went out and some people went out and rebought NAC, not seeing the thing on the side of the box. So more units of NAC were sold than PS4s.
Oops.
And was that every single unit, or was it specific
was like
retailers? Okay.
Well, yeah. There was. I don't know if
what
maybe,
you're saying is the U.S. got fucked over again.
No, because it costs way more in Japan.
I'm just saying, you didn't get NAC for free.
I didn't want NAC.
We didn't get FIFA.
They'd have to pay me for that.
I got the
You didn't get
FIFAs.
Yeah, that was
FIFA?
pretty good.
I got FIFA for free.
FIFA did terribly. Madden did worse.
Surprising. Not surprising.
I'm surprised they even tried to sell.
Wait till
Yeah,
the
I know.
baseball game.
Send
comes
10
out.
copies.
I'll sell 1 million.
The
Baseball, yeah.
only games I guess that did okay were Killzone
Makes sense.
and
Baseball's around the corner in May.
something third party. Maybe Assassin's Creed.
So it would have been Assassin's
And everything
Creed or
else
Call of
like
Duty,
no, Call of Duty didn't do so hot.
Okay.
I
Those are
read
the
an
third-party
article.
ones I can think of.
I wrote an article with all the
Do well.
numbers. And it wasn't even doing well. I mean, they sold like 40,000 copies. That was like the tops.
Yeah, well, that's what he said.
That means
Software
they
sales
have,
were really soft.
That means like the highest selling software had
Was
like
just NAC, which
was
is
like a
killing everything.
1 in 10 attach rate.
Yeah.
For something like Killzone.
Yeah.
Sold like 30,000 units. Then the other stuff like Madden
more
and
than
shit
that,
like
yeah.
that was like 6,000 copies. So
Yeah.
good stuff. But I remember someone saying that it wouldn't hit even 500,000. I remember. I don't recall who it was though. Somebody sitting here that they wouldn't surpass 500,000 in the first.
Good job, Sammy.
Couple
Good
days.
job. Good job.
Forget
Oh,
who
this
it was
guy.
though.
Oh, this guy right here.
I forget.
He's right
What did you say?
there.
You said
Right there.
Ba-yum-ba, bum-ba-da-da-da-ya, bum-ba-da-da-ya, ba-ba-da-da-ya-ba-da, ba-ya-ba-da.
And we're back. Mark started fucking humping the camera and.
They do that in Mexico, and apparently it is not okay here.
I mean, I was fine with it until we lost the feed.
Better
I had to
camera.
put Sammy up because Sammy tried to bite him. That's him back there.
See, now
Better
he's all upset.
camera.
He's
He
like,
is.
stay off that
Do
camera.
you hear
Don't
him?
be
You know
humping
how
shit.
Hear how upset he is
Don't
now?
be humping shit.
Better camera. Go buy us.
So where were we?
News!
More news!
What news? Oh God. Sometimes I hate my life.
Nintendo is shutting down the Wi-Fi services of the Wii and the DS. What this means is that you will not be able to do basically multiplayer gaming. So that's no matchmaking, no leaderboards. You will still be able to access the Wii like shop network and then the DSi shop. That will still be there, except any kind of features like the Pokemon battling. You're not gonna be able to do Mario Kart multiplayer. Not gonna happen. May 20th is the day they go down, so you still have a little bit of time.
Yeah, this probably goes to their big push toward the Nintendo Network, which is still a pile of junk, but it's better than what they had. So I mean, out with the old, in with the new. Good for you, Nintendo.
And before Mark started humping everything, the only point that I brought up that it's going to affect is the previous gens of Pokemon. You're no longer going to be able to battle, trade, anything like that. So for anybody that's got, and see, here's my question, and I forgot to bring it up before. With the Pokemon Bank coming out, I wonder how that's going to affect it, because the whole purpose is you're supposed to be able to trade up. So hopefully that doesn't screw that up too much. Hopefully they had the foresight to make sure that that doesn't mess with anything.
Hope so.
Yeah.
If not, Nintendo, we'll just chalk it up to we don't know how to do networking.
Yeah.
Too harsh?
Isn't it sad that that the PlayStation 3 and the 360 are, they're still online, they're still thriving, they're still doing great.
Which ones?
The PlayStation 3, the 360.
Yeah, those networks will be up for a while.
Yeah.
They just shut down the Halo 2 guy that was playing after the server shut off, that tried to keep it alive. That was just like a year ago.
Somewhere around those lines, man.
This is not very far away from happening to Microsoft too. Don't kid yourselves. I've been beating this drum for 3 years now.
Tony likes to beat his drum.
The second I think the 360's done. There's a couple of multi-platform games coming out still, like South Park and Dark Souls or whatever.
Don't forget that Titanfall is coming out, and if you're gonna pick up Titanfall, then you should come out.
And aside from that, that's it. There's no more exclusives. They're all done. They're going to be moving to the Xbox One, and the 360. I wouldn't doubt the same exact thing happens in a year and a half.
Really? I mean, with all the multimedia stuff that they have?
At least 2 to 3 years. Then we'll go with 3 years. 3 years plus.
Microsoft's quick.
No, I know they are, but I'm still giving them 3 years. So we're about 6 months in. Well, not even anymore. It's about 3 months in. Mm-hmm. Sorry. Yeah, so I'm gonna say 3 years.
I could see right around the second anniversary. We're almost 6 months in. I give it a year and a half.
Year and a half.
4 months.
3. Okay, how many are you gonna go with?
I'm right around the 3-year mark.
Okay.
Sony might support it for 3 years.
This is a bullshit fact for the future. So write this one down.
No, I don't.
Microsoft would be quick to cut this off, man.
They did with the Xbox, the original Xbox, but it didn't have the multimedia support that the.
Yeah, but all that stuff will be on the Xbox One.
Or will it?
But it goes back to what you're talking about. That's turning off how many people that haven't transitioned.
Yeah, and you gotta figure Xbox Gold was not a big thing in the first go around. This would potentially knock out a big chunk of their income in a year.
And
not if they give a big enough heads up.
Here's
you have a year to upgrade.
Here's something for Tony to ponder a little bit, right? Back when the 360 came out and it became this multimedia streaming machine, you didn't have things like Apple TV and Roku and everything available at the time. Yeah. So, that was the go-to. Now there's a lot more cheaper options than an Xbox One for people
Chromecast,
that have it specifically for that. No.
$35.
Suck on that, Tony?
No, I think that plays more into my argument, because that means that the people that are like, oh no, I don't want to leave my 360 because I'm utilizing it as a streaming device, they have those other options.
Your TV doesn't even have to have internet anymore. Chromecast, $35. Google. Go. What are you still doing here?
No, don't do that. What's wrong with you?
Right now.
So
now
it's going to cut to another technical difficulties. So we're going to come back and Mark's just going to be laying here all bloodied.
What was the last story you had? Oh, yeah. Number 1 story of the week.
He is not happy.
European Commission is going to be looking into potentially changing the way free-to-play games are called, or at least the reason behind it essentially is that the games that are, as aforementioned, free-to-play are too easy to basically do in-app purchases, and has led to a bunch of people by actually buying while they're playing. And some people, they rack up $600 bills, and they didn't really realize they were paying money because credit cards are tied to the account so easily accessible.
Yeah, they're more or less trying to push that they want the name changed, and they want a couple other smaller things in the bill, like possibly make it a little bit harder to actually make the in-app purchases, where you get those kind of things like ready to buy. Yes.
Are you still sure?
Are you sure? Yes. Stuff like that.
Have you considered it again?
Yeah. Are you positively, absolutely sure? No, but I don't think that the gaming companies. I'm not a free-to-play advocate at all. I actually despise that kind of stuff. I'm more of a spend your $60, get your full game, play it, and be done with it. You don't have to worry about future content. But I'm more on the side of the developers here. They shouldn't be being penalized for the general population's stupidity, that they don't understand what they're doing when they hit a buy button. I mean, that cannot be developers' problem.
It's not our fault. You didn't realize there's no in-game money and only real money.
You didn't understand that they were giving you the blank palette for free for a reason, because they wanted to coax you into making the in-app purchases. I don't know. Like, you can't, like, everybody can't be responsible for everybody else. It goes against capitalism. I hate it. Like, McDonald's cannot be held responsible for diabetes. It can't. It cannot.
Or your hot coffee.
Have some self-control. The developers cannot be held in charge of people spending money.
Jason, you have anything?
No, I agree
Well,
with Tony.
this is usually the time of the show where I throw my piece of paper. But due to technical difficulties, me helping the camera,
It has been done.
this
Said paper's been
set
tossed.
paper may be in a dog's stomach.
May have been half eaten.
David Letterman.
All right. Oh God. Is it time for?
Gmail. What do you got for us, Jason?
I lost it. I'm trying to.
Oh
find
my
it.
god. I go away to Mexico.
The
One
whole
week
show
I'm
falls apart.
gone.
This is ridiculous. Completely unacceptable.
Unprofessional.
Seriously, trying to find it.
Wow.
Well, I hit the. I accidentally
Uh-huh.
rolled.
Yeah.
Blame
excuses,
Apple.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
He would never blame Apple. Somehow it's Microsoft's fault.
No.
Microsoft, this is a document.
Fucking Windows
file.
98. Get Bill Gates.
Gabe
in here.
Bustos.
What's up, Gabe?
He asked, "What is your favorite piece of video game paraphernalia?"
Paraphernalia.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose that would
Tell
be
it. Tell it, Mark.
the Halo 2 statue that my sister got that we had in her house for a while. It is of Master Chief with the 2 submachine guns on the rocks. Thing's about 8 feet tall. I have no idea where that is currently, but it's somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah.
It's about
Somewhere in that direction.
Yeah. No wait, man.
Yeah.
Meh. Meh.
As for myself, I actually got a couple. First of which is this cool thing I kind of still want to get one of these days. It's this coffee table. And it's like an NES controller, but like the top layer is glass, so it's like a regular table. But then like right under it is like a blown up model of the NES controller. And like you can actually see like the A and B and D-pad and stuff sticking out. It's really cool, really elaborate, really well done. I don't know. I think it's pretty fucking badass. I know you were talking about one that you can actually plug in. But
You don't need that.
that is definitely not this one.
Playing Mario with that.
And the second one, I don't know who.
Somebody by like in. The other apartment,
Yeah.
so.
The second one, I don't actually know who the artist is, but he does quite a few of these. He takes like original levels from the NES and he blows them up into like wall-sized paintings or artwork or whatever you want to call it of like the entire overworlds. Like I know there's some with Mega Man and there's some with Metroid and there's like a really famous one with the original Legend of Zelda, and they're like the size of the entire wall, and they like map out the entire map. They're really cool. So
Does he draw with his penis?
yes,
Buying it.
buying every copy. They're quite expensive though.
I would
He's got Castlevania too. It's really cool to see like, you know, him just standing there, but then you see all the different routes that you can go. It's like all like laid out. It's really cool.
Something. There's something similar. Since we're here in Chicago, people like to map out the L station.
Yeah.
Have you seen this? Mm-hmm. So they did a Hyrule version of it, so it looks like Legend of Zelda, but it's actually Chicago.
Oh, yeah?
It's a nice little piece of art, yeah. See, I have to go the more traditional route. Like, I mean, I don't really collect a lot of stuff. I mean, I've got the Sword and Shield back there that Angry Andy got me, but
The posters say differently.
I didn't collect the posters. I dumpster dived for them, technically. But I'd have to say that my favorite piece of video game paraphernalia is probably one that I don't have, and that's the Lancer that they released.
That was
for
always
years.
cool.
Yeah, I never liked the Hammer Burst, but I always wanted the Lancer.
We saw somebody get stabbed at my midnight with the retro Lancer for the third one.
Explain.
Fun fact. The
Are
end
you
of
legally
the...
allowed to talk about this? Is there
well,
an
you
open
know,
case?
there might be a open case in this one. So, if you know what the retro Lancer looks like, there's a giant bayonet on the end of it. So, when people were buying the, I think it was a limited edition one,
Mhm. Were
the...
they roadie running each other?
Yeah, essentially that's what happened. Essentially, they went outside and they just kind of like, wow, this end's really kind of sharp. And then they started to mess around with
Charging
it.
each
Blood
other.
was drawn. Police were called.
Microphones were hummed.
Microphones were thrown. Cameras were hummed. Tequila.
The police were called?
No. No, I'm playing it up. No, it was just friends fucking around. But yeah, blood was drawn. That's true.
That happened.
Also tequila.
There will be blood.
Next question for this week. It comes from Andrew Dillon.
What's up?
What's up, Andrew?
Andrew Dillon asks, what was the cheapest death you ever saw in a video game?
Jesus, I've seen millions of these.
Yeah, I was supposed to say. I mean,
Okay.
some of these like
Okay.
you can say there's like glitches almost, but you know.
Yeah, it's broken code. I know the most frustrating thing I've ever experienced, and I still have yet to beat it. Modern Warfare, the original, on whatever it's called, Veteran.
Yeah.
I have a level and a half to go. And I got so upset I put it down. I should actually go back and try it, because sometimes I get lucky when you walk away from a game that you're stuck at for 6 months, and you go and you beat it on like the second try, and you're like, why was I stuck on this for?
Why did I suck?
It is such bullshit. You're being timed. Most of you out there probably played this game. You're being timed. It's like the second to last level before the airplane, I think. Basically the last real true level of the game. You only have a few minutes to do something, defuse a bomb or whatever before everything
Save the world.
explodes. I don't remember the fucking storyline.
Get the girl.
Save the cheerleader.
It's not even
Back.
the guys. It is the grenade
Spam.
spamming, which is ridiculous because you're being timed, and like Call of Duties are not hard to beat on Veteran as long as it's not a timed level, because timed forces you to get up and run a lot faster in the level than you're comfortable with. Because if you're just playing an untimed map, you can beat any level on Veteran in any Call of Duty, because it's just duck and cover. It's pull out, kill that guy, get a little blinking red, sit back and cover, wait for yourself to heal, pop off the next guy. Eventually you kill the 5-6 guys and you move on to the next checkpoint. And you can continually do that through every Call of Duty ever. When there's a timed map, you get shot while you're killing the one guy. You don't have that luxury to lay back down and wait for the redness to go away, because you have to keep going or you wasted the entire level anyway, because the bomb's going to defuse or whatever the scenario is. So even if you're good enough, like you start to get, because you start memorizing the patterns after you get blown up enough, you're like, all right, if I lean out just a little here, I could pick this guy's legs off and then roll up here and give this guy a headshot and I'll be okay. But like, it's just the way that they're laid out and the grenade spamming that I don't see how anyone's ever beaten it before, but it's been beaten. It's got like
Probably 3 million people.
it's got like a 4 or 5% achievement thing that people have done.
Getting.
Yeah.
Getting's a good word.
I'm missing three achievements, I think, in that game. One's for
Veteran.
beating that level, because they group them in 3 levels.
Yeah,
Beat these
yeah.
3 for Veteran to get that achievement. Beat the game on Veteran, and beat the game on hard, because I don't think I've ever beaten it on
But I just
hard.
played on normal.
Normal, and then I went for my Veteran playthrough.
Yeah.
So, and that's
Sounds
it. And
like a
they're
job.
all unlocked. They're all unlocked.
Sounds like a job for Angry Andy.
There's no pride in having someone else get your achievements.
Oh.
Mine
Funny.
personally will probably, the only one that comes to mind is there was one, I was doing a veteran run in Call of Duty as well.
Don't lie, it was Super Meat Boy. We've seen the video, which you can find on our
Shit.
YouTube, which you can find on our YouTube page.
Yeah.
Shit! Oh,
And-
God damn it! That was my best Mark impersonation.
It was pretty good. That's probably
Shit.
the video. Like, how can I do it
And then
right?
don't forget. Oh.
When I get close. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Oh.
Anywho, Call of Duty, I remember I was almost fully red, hit a checkpoint, died with like this bullet that would hit me about every single time, and it took me probably about 5 or 6 straight deaths, and then I would get lucky, and then like I would be holding down B, which is the like just dolphin dive, and I would avoid it every once in a while, but it seemed to be just completely random. There's always a bullet coming at me while I was basically one shot from death, and it took me forever. I think I ended up resetting the checkpoint even because it was just too frustrating. Because when I would avoid it, then they would just shoot me in the ground anyway. So that's what I got.
Okay. So I know it was me and Angry Andy, and then there was 2 other people, and I don't remember who it was. But this was Gears of War 3 on Insane? Is that what it was?
This was with me.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah.
Okay. And then it was like my friend Jack or John, one of them.
Somebody was helping us, yeah.
And we got to the final boss.
They were. Let me set the scenario real quick because they had already done this. They were doing it for me because they blew me off, and we were on the whatever. What's the hardest? Insane.
Insane.
Okay, and they went ahead and beat it like 2 nights before
With
They-
other friends. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I had to-
And then I'm like, well, what the fuck? You guys bailed on me for the last thing. So then they all felt bad, came back to help me get the 4-player achievement for beating it on Insane. So go ahead. So this was all to help me, and they'd already done it.
So we're fighting Mira, the final boss of Gears of War 3.
Hard.
She's a cunt.
You know, right after Dom died. What's up, bitches? Brought it back.
Bitches.
And we were kicking ass. We were about halfway through. We hit a checkpoint, and where it was is it's right as you're getting ambushed from behind. So and this is, you can ask him. There's no exaggeration here. Literally like 6 hours, I think it was.
It was a long session.
I mean, we couldn't reset the checkpoint on it. Well, I believe we actually started that whole thing over.
That's how we ended up beating it.
Took
And
us
it was a lot
that
easier.
long to defeat Mira, because in that, as soon as you got blasted by that beetle, you're
Yeah,
dead.
yeah.
You're dead. It was the most grueling, painful, cheap thing that's ever happened. Like, I went, and through the course of the 6 hours, I probably took 12 Advil. My head was just killing me, just trying to get this done. Which, like Tony had said, no problems 2 nights before. Easy. It's his fault.
It's not my fault. It's the checkpoint's fault.
Me and Angry Andy, when we, because I beat Mira with him, just him, and we had a little bit of trouble ourselves because I think I was on Insane. I think he was trying to do it in casual.
That was the workaround that we found out about
Yeah.
afterwards. We didn't.
We still
realize
had trouble
that.
with it because I
Yeah.
would either die
Because
or
only one
whatever.
person needed it. Technically, Tony needed to be on Insane, but then he'd get annihilated by this ambush immediately, like 2 seconds in.
Yeah.
Ugh, horrible. So if you're ever stuck on a video game, you want to seek out Angry Andy, because he will definitely he'll co-op that bitch with you.
Yep.
Anybody hear the little the horrible BS Facts jingle that I made last week?
No. Apologies.
I made a little jingle for it, so that'll be playing right about now.
Right, man?
Bullshit.
So that brings us to our closing segment this week, and it's our forward compatible BS Facts, presented by Andrew Dillon. We are up to episode number 34, which was September 2012. Predictions.
Oh.
Tony
Oh.
says that Uncharted is over, and there will be no more Uncharted games.
Boom in your face. He's got nothing.
What you got to say about that?
It could have ended at 3. I'm glad it's going on, though. It's one I'm happy to be wrong about.
Tony bets that he won't be sad if Nathan Drake died in the next Uncharted game.
Oh, you'll be sad. You will cry like a...
He is Uncharted. So, I mean,
He cried.
it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
He cried.
Andrew, I love you this week because you just nail Tony with
I'm
everything.
not even
here.
worried about it. I'm not even worried about it.
Tony refuses to play Pokemon and says that he will never play it.
Well, they coerced. They tricked me. They tricked me. They promised me pixie sticks and unlimited amounts of cake afterwards. Neither of which I've received to this date.
I just promised you sex. I don't know where the piggy sticks came out of anywhere.
Jason and Mark won a Gordon Ramsay game
Yes.
Where you rate food and yell at people.
Yes,
It would use
I
the
want
Mass
that.
Effect dialogue tree, and every answer would be, it tastes like shit.
I want that still. I need that. I forgot about that.
I needs it. I
That was
needs
great.
it.
Apparently, episode 34 was the first time I expressed my hatred for Tingle from Legend of Zelda.
Oh,
I
okay.
hate that motherfucker so bad. Best moments. Completely opposite opinions of Resident Evil 6 between Tony and Jason starts at, if you go back to episode 34,
This is where it begun?
starts at 41 minutes and 40 seconds and ends at 45 minutes and 5 seconds.
It was that long ago for Resident Evil, is that 6?
We've been
you guys are
arguing
talking
about this since we started the show almost.
No, I know, but I just didn't realize it's been that long. Shit.
But it was. I think that's the point when it flipped, where Tony would have played it by that point. I was all for Resident Evil going into it, and he didn't. He hated it.
He hated it.
Then
You
we
were-
switched.
'Cause we actually played it.
We did the switch there.
That was when the Switch happened?
exactly.
That
I
episode?
believe so.
Okay.
Andrew, give us some clarification. Is this when the switch happened? And then he said at 1:14 and 1 hour 20 minute it ended was the most awkward conversation ever about Mojo Jojo, just the villain from Powerpuff
Powerpuff Girls.
That had to have been between us.
Yeah,
then.
probably.
I still don't know who that is.
He's the evil monkey from
He's the
Powerpuff
evil monkey.
Girls.
I believe you. I'm just saying I don't
That
know
just
who
came
that
back
is.
too. I don't.
It was horrible.
Yeah, okay.
It
I was about to say I didn't
horrible.
watch it.
The originals were really good.
This was bad. All the voice actors came back, but this was bad. The art
Mostly,
style, it was the art style that really screwed it up.
Really? Yeah, I was gonna say mostly that crew came back too. I thought.
Oh.
Weird.
No, it wasn't. Yeah. Anyways, so we got some tournament recaps now. It was Marcus Phoenix versus Spyro. Everyone voted for Marcus. Okay. And then it was Darth Vader versus John Henry Eden. Vader wins. Tony and Mark vote Vader. Jason declares that he will vote against Vader for every match.
This later becomes untrue.
I believe right in the final
One time
round,
you vote
I
for
think it was
Vader,
the
yeah.
final round that I voted for Vader.
Malik would kick the shit out.
I think that's what it was. It came down to Vader and Malik, and I went
Malik
for Vader
is such a better villain.
because Tony paid me.
Nope.
Then
He's
we
such
had-
a better villain. He to this day.
Then we had Clank versus Yoshi. Everyone voted for Clank.
Because Clank would fuck
Yeah, he would
bitches
fuck 'em up. I'm also now a Clank fanatic as well.
Yeah.
So I wasn't.
And now you
before this
understand what
tournament.
I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, before this tournament started, I never played a Ratchet and Clank. So
What the hell is going to take him
I
out?
played all of them now.
So that's our BS facts for the
Size-
week. Andrew
size
Dillon
matters.
is working on something. He is actually producing, and to clarify here
Are we
for you,
supposed to
Andrew-
say anything?
Yeah, no. This is Andrew Dillon that's working on this.
Oh.
Andrew Dillon is going to go back and send me audio stamps from the time frames from episodes 1 to 50 and then 51 to 100 of our best moments. So we're actually going to get a vacation here, fellas. So part 1 and part 2 of some future episode will be the best of forward compatible 1 through 50 and then 50 through.
Oh, look at that!
So
That's
we will
awesome.
have a vacation day coming up where a new episode will actually just be our best moments.
I don't have to work every week.
And before we go and wrap it up for the week, again, I know we've joked about it, but we're going to plug it one more time. We've got March 10th at the Microsoft Store in Schaumburg, Illinois. 3 of us are going to be there. That's
Doing stuff and things.
part 2 of next week's episode. We're going to be there on hand for the Titanfall.
Yeah, so it'll be up
release.
Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll be recording it Monday.
Monday into Tuesday morning. I'm really hoping to have a quick turnaround on that.
I'm really hoping for a quick turnaround myself. What up?
Again, they're going to be giving away a bunch of free stuff, so if you're in the area, come on out, experience it, join us, get on the show, talk to us for a little bit. If you can't make it, you're out of state, whatever the case may be,
You better be
just
there.
go to our page. I'm gonna make it the main post for the next week. Just share the event for us. We need to get it out there as much as we can.
Share it by being
really,
there.
really promote this. Our future depends on it.
Share it by caring.
That's about it. That's all I've got.
Well, we also got some other sneaky fan,
Devious.
some sneaky fan stuff in the works, but we're
Yeah.
not going to talk about any of that quite yet.
Wow.
I just like teasing people. What is today? 8? 9?
I can't do it.
No, it's the second. It's the
Episode
Still
108.
All right. This is about episode 108. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Catch us next week, same time, same place.